There are a number of reasons why a student can have an excused absence from school. A group of youth advocates here in Toronto want the province to expand that list to include mental health days. City News reporter Faiza Amin has more.
So when the pandemic hit, personally, I struggled a lot with my mental health. The online learning, as well as being home all the time, as well as this entire change and the struggle was very isolating and very personal.
These are some of the stories the Toronto Youth Cabinet heard when they asked students aged 12 to 19 about the state of their mental health.
Some of us were facing mental health issues, and we also didn't know that we were facing issues that were mental health related. We would blame ourselves.
Anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts were identified as the most prevalent issues in the survey that saw over 1,000 students responding.
This is another cry for help, and until we see some kind of change, it's not going to stop.
The advocacy group says there's still a stigma that surrounds mental health, and when students sought help, they couldn't find it. 79% of the youth respondents said they struggled to access supports.
They feel like the government and school boards lack empathy and don't really take into consideration how they're feeling. So when one individual said school is hell and all of us are burning in it.
The survey also asked about solutions, including amending the province's Education Act to allow for excused absences for behavioral and mental health reasons, something a number of school boards in the U.S. have done.
I know for special students who are, quote unquote, quietly suffering, they are definitely going to be benefiting from these mental health days. And I think it's important that we name it mental health days, once again, to help in addressing that stigma.
The province says, quote, if a student is absent due to a mental health reason, it is considered and completely accepted as an excused absence in the same manner as other illness-related absences are. The Ministry of Education adds it's set to discuss student mental health with stakeholders in February. The Youth Cabinet says urgent action is needed.
One thing that I've seen that's lacking just from government all in all is that urgency piece. Government and school boards is the lack of that urgency to properly address these issues and to really listen to the solutions of young people.
The group is also asking for mandatory mental health literacy in the curriculum and training for staff.
I realized the importance of mental health literacy in our school system and how less talked about it is with our parents, with our teachers, with peers as well, because we just don't take it seriously enough. And I think that that's something we really need to change.
In Toronto, I'm Faiza Amin for City News.